Welcome everyone. This is the MasterClass. My name is Patricknazareth. I have around 30 years of teaching experience and I'm here to help dispel your doubts, should you have any. Today, we are back at our explanation of Julius Caesar. Specifically, we are going to look at Act 5, Scene 1. The historical context, what has brought us to Philippi then? The civil war that began with Caesar's assassination is about to start. It has reached a decisive point. Brutus insisted on marching to Philippi instead of waiting in Sardis as Cassius wanted to do. The triumvirs, Antony and Octavius, are now facing them both on the plains of Macedonia in Greece. The real historical battle was fought in 42 BC. There were two battles around 3 weeks apart. Shakespeare condenses them into one for the sake of the play. In the first battle, Octavius was defeated by Brutus, while Antony defeated Cassius. In the second battle, Brutus was defeated comprehensively by Antony and Octavius. The parley before a battle is a long-standing military tradition. The generals meet to exchange words before the killing begins. This is the parley scene before the Battle of Philippi. 4 men who have shaped Rome's fate meet each other for the last time before a decisive military confrontation that will take place. Octavius and Antony have had their first disagreement over military tactics, and Octavius has insisted on taking the right side, which is the place of honor. The 4 generals meet. They trade insults with each other. Cassius reveals that it is his birthday, something that he finds particularly troubling. Brutus and Cassius say farewell to each other, knowing that perhaps they might not meet again. Both men reveal their private thoughts on death and Stoic philosophy. Cassius asks Brutus an important question. Should you lose, will you be taken back to Roman chains? And he echoes what Cassius himself thinks, that they would commit suicide, die, rather than be captured and taken back to Rome. Why is the scene important? Firstly, it is a battle of words before the battle of arms. It shows us Octavius and Antony having their first moment of real tension. Brutus and Cassius's farewell is the play's most wistful, sad moment, an elegiac moment. Both men reveal that they have accepted whatever might be their fate. The ghost prophecy, "Thou shalt see me at Philippi," is about to be fulfilled. Let us summarize Act 5, Scene 1 then. The place is the plains near Philippi, Macedonia, northern Greece. Time, the morning, October 42 BCE. Who are the characters here? Octavius, Antony, the messenger, Brutus, Lucilius, Titinius, and Messala. What happens? Octavius and Antony receive news that Cassius's and Brutus's army are fast advancing. Octavius insists on leading the right flank, the place of honor. Antony objects, but Octavius overrules him. The parley begins. Both sides trade insults with each other. Antony mocks the conspirators. Cassius accuses Antony of corrupting Brutus. It is Cassius's birthday, a dark omen. Cassius's Epicurean philosophy, where everyone accepts rationalism without question, has now been left at the wayside. Both men prepare for battle, knowing that they will not survive it. Part 1, lines 1 to 24. The scene opens with Antony and Octavius receiving battlefield intelligence. But the most important moment here is the open power struggle between the two triumvirs. The tactical dispute. Antony wants to wait. "'Tis better the enemy seek us." Octavius disagrees. He wants to lead the right flank of the army. Antony objects to this. Tradition and military experience both suggest Octavius should take the left. Key quote, Octavius, "I do not cross you, but I will do so." Octavius simply states that he does not want to argue with Antony, but he will do what he wants to do. Why does this exchange matter? In Act 4, Scene 1, you will recall Antony told Octavius, "I have seen more days than you," dismissing him as a person of little experience. Here, Octavius quietly but completely refuses to defer to Antony. This is the moment Antony's authority over Octavius ends. It foreshadows the historical reality. The two will have a falling out, and Octavius will become the first emperor of Rome, Augustus Caesar. Shakespeare plants the seeds of the triumvirate's own fracture here. Dramatic significance. The audience sees that even the winning side is not unified. Power struggles do not end with the assassination, just the people change. Part 2, lines 25 to 66. The 4 generals meet on the battlefield. What begins as a formal military exchange suddenly becomes personal, bitter, and revealing of the characters of everyone concerned. The exchange of insults. Brutus, "Good words are better than bad strokes." Antony mocks Brutus, "In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words." Cassius mocks Antony. Antony accuses him of using Brutus's good name against him. What does Octavius say? "If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, when you have stomachs." In other words, he is taunting them, calling them cowards. The exchange is sharp, rapid, and full of bitterness. A verbal battle that is fought before the physical one. What are Antony's key accusations? Key quote, "In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart. Crying, still hands, be still." Antony accuses Brutus of speaking honorably but doing the exact opposite. Good words are compared to fair speeches. Bad strokes mean the assassination. The two are incompatible. This is Antony's sharpest articulation of the play's central irony about Brutus. Key quote. What does Cassius say? A peevish schoolboy, worthless of such honor, joined with a masker and a reveller. His contempt is clear for both Octavius and Antony. The insults reveal each man's true view of the other. No pretense of respect remains. Part 3, lines 67 to 91. The parley has ended, and Cassius makes a surprising personal revelation to Messala that shows how much the war has changed him. He says that today is his birthday. This is my birthday, as this very day was Cassius born. Give me thy hand, Messala. The day he was born might be the same day he will die. The symmetry is both touching as well as ominous. He takes Messala's hand. Why? It's a gesture of farewell disguised as a greeting. Cassius was an Epicurean. He did not believe in omens or the supernatural. You know that I held Epicurus strong and his opinion. But now he has seen evil omens. 2 eagles left the army, replaced by ravens and kites. Key quote. Now I change my mind, and partly credit things that do presage. Ravens, kites and crows flying over the army. Birds of death, he knows it is an ill omen. Our army lies, ready to give up the ghost. The army itself seems to be dying. Why does this matter? Cassius, the rationalist, has been broken by events. Even his philosophy has crumbled. His admission of superstition is his admission of fear, something we have never seen from him. It connects to the play's pattern of ignored and heeded omens. Cassius is the last character to acknowledge that fate might be real. And it is too late. Part 4, lines 92 to 126. The last conversation between Brutus and Cassius is one of Shakespeare's most moving passages. Both men know that they might be saying goodbye forever. What is Brutus's views on death? Cassius asks, what will you do if we lose? Will you go captive to Rome? Key quote. No, Cassius, no. Think not, thou noble Roman, that ever Brutus will go bound to Rome. He bears too great a mind. Brutus will never allow himself to be paraded in triumph through Rome. He will die before that humiliation. This is a prediction of suicide. Yet, he also criticizes Cato for suicide earlier in the scene. Shakespeare's deliberate complexity. The final farewell. Key quote. Cassius. Forever and forever farewell. Brutus. If we do meet again, why, we shall smile. If not, why then this parting was well made. Forever and forever farewell, Cassius. If we do meet again, we'll smile indeed. If not, 'tis true, this parting was well made. The two men almost mirror each other's words. It shows their bond. The farewell is formal but completely sincere. Neither man is performing now, they're revealing the true feelings. Significance? This is the last time that Brutus and Cassius will speak. Both will be dead before the play ends. The farewell achieves a tragic beauty that redeems everything that has gone before. Who are the characters? Marcus Brutus. Brutus faces his final test, not of honor, but of courage and self-knowledge. What are the personal traits? He is politically combative, holds his own in the parley, stoically resigned. He knows this battle might be his last, and yet he faces it. Principled on death, he will not be paraded through Rome as a captive. He will give up his life before that. Contradictory on suicide. He is critical of Cato for taking the easy way out, yet promises that he will never go to Rome in chains, implying that he will kill himself if he is defeated. He is genuinely affectionate. The farewell with Cassius shows that the tensions of the quarrel are behind them. They part as friends. No, Cassius, no. Think not, thou noble Roman, that ever Brutus will go bound to Rome. He bears too great a mind. Brutus speaks of himself in the third person, as if watching himself from outside. His pride, his dignity, his hubris is inseparable. Brutus in this scene has the dignity of a man who has accepted his fate. His tragedy is complete. He acted to save Rome. Rome will be the scene of his humiliation if he fails. He will not accept it. Cassius is presented as the broken rationalist. His Epicurean personality has collapsed under the weight of events. He admits to superstition for the first time, seeing bad omens in the birds that fly overhead. His birthday, coinciding with the day of the battle, breaks him emotionally. The farewell to Brutus is the most openly tender he has been throughout the entire play. Antony, he is still the orator. He delivers the sharpest line of the parley, the one about bad strokes and good words. This crystallizes the play's central critique of Brutus into a single line. Still the most rhetorically gifted man, but no longer the dominant power. He is increasingly overshadowed by Octavius, who needs fewer words. Octavius is the emerging power. He speaks little, but decisively. He does not need rhetoric. He simply states his intentions and holds it. Already beginning to eclipse Antony, the future emperor is now visible. His insistence on the right flank is significant. It is the position of honor. Contrast with Antony. Antony controls through words. Octavius through sheer will. What are the literary devices used by Shakespeare here? Dramatic irony, The audience, us, knows that Brutus's decision to march to Philippi was wrong before the consequences even begin. Also, we know that the ghost prophecy is about to be fulfilled. Parallelism. Both Brutus and Cassius take farewell, echoing each other's words almost exactly. The mirroring shows both their bond as well as their shared faith. Foreshadowing. Cassius's birthday, birth and death on the same day. The ravens and the kites replacing eagles. What do they mean? Death. Brutus's promise never to go to Rome. He will die first. Irony. Octavius says, I do not cross you, then goes ahead and does exactly just that. Brutus says, good words are better than bad strokes. He dies by bad strokes today. Personification. Our army lies ready to give up the ghost. The army is dying before the battle even begins. Allusion. Epicurus, a Greek philosopher who rejected superstition and the supernatural. Cassius's abandonment of Epicurus shows his psychological collapse. Antithesis. Good words versus bad strokes. Antony's compression of the play's central theme into 4 words. Elegy. The Brutus Cassius farewell has an elegiac quality, a lament for what is being lost. Contrast. Antony, verbose, rhetorical, versus Octavius, brief, decisive. 2 different styles of power. Stoicism versus faith. Brutus and Cassius both claim to be Stoic. They will accept whatever comes, but both reveal fear and premonition beneath that philosophy. Symmetry. The scene opens with Octavius and Antony preparing, ends with Brutus and Cassius preparing. Mirrored structure, showing both sides facing the same fate. Pathetic fallacy. The ominous birds overhead mirror the dark mood of the conspirators. What are the themes that Shakespeare explores here? Faith and the supernatural. Cassius has abandoned Epicurean rationalism and now believes in omens and ghosts. The ravens and kites fulfill the play's pattern of the supernatural warning. The ghost prophecy is about to come true. Faith cannot be avoided. Honor and death. Brutus will die rather than be led in chains through Rome. His honor requires death. This is not cowardice, but Roman dignity. Yet it also shows how completely his identity is built around others' perception of him. Friendship at the end. The farewell of Brutus and Cassius, genuinely touching, because all political calculation has been removed and only genuine love remains. The quarrel is entirely forgotten. Shakespeare shows friendship as the deepest truth beneath all the politics. Power and its cycles. Octavius defying Antony shows the triumvirate fracturing from within. The men who killed Caesar to prevent one-man rule have been replaced by 3 men who can also not share power. The cycle continues. The consequences of the assassination. Everything in the scene flows from the decision to kill Caesar. Brutus and Cassius are going to die because of it. The ghost prophecy is being fulfilled. Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, is about to have satisfaction. Stoicism and its limits. Both men claim philosophical acceptance of death. Both reveal fear and premonition underneath it. Cassius explicitly abandons the Stoic principle. True equanimity, light in the face of death, is harder than this philosophy suggests. Shakespeare writes in Old English. I have given you a vocabulary where I have given you the meanings of some words. Please do look at them so that they can be used to your advantage. Here I have given you some key passages from the scene. The speaker, the context, what it means. Read them and understand them carefully. Exam tips. What do the examiners look for? Firstly, I do not cross you, but I will do so. Octavius defies Antony. There's a shift in power. It's quiet, but it's absolute. Link back to Antony's dismissal of Octavius in Act 4, Scene 1. I have seen more days than you. Octavius has now proved himself. In your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. The most important line of the parley. Antony's crystallization of the Brutus theme. Bad strokes versus good words. Appearance versus reality. It connects to the entire play. Cassius and Epicurus. Cassius has left his Epicurean philosophy. He now believes in omens. He sees kites and ravens as harbingers of death. He sees the ghosts of his army dying. It connects to the play's pattern of supernatural warning. Cassius was the last character to believe in omens, and now he too becomes a person who believes in the supernatural. The birthday. Cassius was born and possibly will even die on the same date. How touching is the way he takes Messala's hand, not just as a gesture of friendship, as a gesture of greeting, but as a gesture of farewell. It is the play's most willful move, a Cassius we have not seen before. Personal, afraid, tender. The farewell, the elegiac moment Cassius and Brutus say farewell, the way their words mirror each other. Link back to their quarrel in Act 4 in Scene 3. The contrast shows what their friendship really is beneath all the politics that is going on. Brutus on death, the third-person self-reference. The contradiction between criticizing Cato's suicide and promising never to go to Rome in chains. Tragic hero accepting his fate. Always linked to themes. Faith, omens fulfilled, the ghost prophecy about to come true. Friendship, the farewell between Cassius and Brutus. Power, Octavius eclipsing Antony, the cycles of power that happen. Honor, Brutus's death before humiliation. Appearances versus reality. Bad strokes versus good words. Here I have given you some key passages from the scene. The speaker, the context, what it means. Read them and understand them carefully. That is Julius Caesar, Act 5, Scene 1 for you then. I do hope I have been of help. If I have, do remember to like, subscribe and share. Remember, there might be others who would be requiring our help. Thank you so much for watching.